Alright, so this is the world's simplest rib recipe, and I've got my little helper right here. Lily, are you helping? She's helped me make ribs, obviously, and the first thing is to get a big casserole dish. This one is disposable, I haven't got a permanent one yet. This costs like a couple dollars, and then the ribs themselves, these are just standard pork spare ribs, and on a military base, right now they're only $1.76 per pound, and so I got almost 5 pounds for less than $9. So that's pretty good. So basically, all I'm gonna do is real simple. I just have a basic just seasoning, and I wanted to get Stubbs seasoning, rib seasoning, but they didn't have it at the store, so I just got this fat guy, and you know, fat guys are usually good cooks, so I'm gonna kind of just sprinkle it on my ribs and just give it a nice little layer, and then I'm gonna rub that meat. Yeah, buddy. And just for fucking giggles, I'm gonna do this underside too. Why not? And it makes, when it cooks, because what we're gonna do is stick this in the oven, which is, you know, not the best way to cook ribs, but it gets the job done. This is the world's simplest rib recipe, remember. So we're not getting fucking fancy with smoking it or grilling it and smoking it and grilling it and pulling it back in and putting it in the oven and all that stuff. We're just making the world's simplest ribs. Lily doesn't understand that the ribs won't be ready for 2 hours, because we're going to stick this casserole dish that is now being covered in tinfoil, and we're going to put it in the oven, and it's going to cook for 2 hours, Lily. That's 2 hours. She's not impressed. I just pulled the ribs out of the oven, and as you can see, they look very sexy. What I'm going to do is going to take the greatest barbecue sauce ever, Sweet Baby Ray's. Going to use this stupid rubber basting brush and baste it on there. And I'm going to broil that for 5 minutes so it can caramelize over to have a nice barbecue-y crust on these ribs. As you can see, I've basted the ribs. They're going to go in the oven for about five minutes on the broiler, and we will be good to go. Okay, so they already got out of the oven. They just got out by themselves, apparently. And obviously you can see how they were basted. I already cut these up, and that's the end product. God damn it. Alright, so this is the eating part of it. This is the piece I'm gonna eat. And it's real fucking good. And apparently you're not supposed to eat ribs unless you're not wearing a shirt. And it makes sense, because if you're just gonna get it all over your shirt, then don't wear one. You know what I'm saying? It's still pretty hot, so kind of just grab it. So fucking good. We got some strawberries and some blueberries to eat with that. More barbecue sauce. This would be a meal you have with beer or mead. Not really a meal for wine, but if you're drinking out of a skin, that was the dog. If you're drinking out of a wine skin or like a horn, then it'd be okay. But having a glass with like shit all over your hands, that won't work. So I put a little shiner in there. So now I got my big thing. On these ribs, there's a nice layer of meat along the backside. This would be the barbecue sauce is on the top side, and there's a nice layer of meat on the backside. That's why you want that the rub to be on both sides because there's a nice layer of meat back here. That's good stuff. You don't have to use your fingers, you can just kind of just bite it. Kind of like one of those big Euro things. They just shave the meat off, you just do that with your teeth. For the paleo people that are anti like barbecue sauce and stuff.
You can just
They're just not gonna have as good ribs.
You can just use your vagina.
I can just use their vagina to
baste it.
To baste. I'm sure they can make some sort of some kind of substance they're gonna put on, but it's sure as fuck not gonna be as good as Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, which I highly recommend. Ooh, some good meat right here.
What side?
I mean, you could even take the meat you're chewing, take it out of your mouth, put it in barbecue sauce, and put it back in your mouth. Probably not even gonna eat any strawberries or blueberries. Just gonna eat more ribs. If you're in a training rut, or like someone calls you a pussy, or something like your wallet gets stolen, or someone punches you in the face in a bar and you don't get to retaliate or something, then you could make this meal and spend half an hour just pulling bones apart, having them fly all over the place, and just rip this flesh apart, and then like just gnaw on it. You just feel bad to the bone. Like if your name was like Patrick Stroop or Thomas Vale, this would be a good meal for you. It'd probably be a good meal for M-Sing. If your name was like Paul, Canadian Paul, this would just be standard ops. Another piece. It's only proper to let your dogs clean your hands when you're done.